factory here. So this is where the quote-unquote bombs were. Apparently the bombs that were stuffed on this truck were actually fireworks. Which reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from there. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Military base is definitely something we're going to have to take a look at. But first we'll finish things off here. That's an enormous machine, but it's stopped for now. Looks like there's nothing related to the incident here. Sonya is actually here too. The laptop probably has nothing to do with the incident either. That reminds me, we saw Nagito's video message on this laptop. Is he still watching us from somewhere? If he's not, then how did he time his message so perfectly? Nah, it looks like the video was set to play after the explosion with wireless signal from a detonator. Yeah. Why did he have to use a video message? That's the one thing I don't get. That is a good point actually. Why did he... I don't know. The thing is, people could overreact when they see him in person, right? Because imagine he just what he made us go through, right? He made us go through thinking that it was a bomb, and then it turns out to be just fireworks. And if that person that then made all of us go through that suddenly shows up in front of your face, I'm not sure if Akane or maybe some other people actually will be able to control themselves. So there's definitely, I think, another reason that's probably has something to do with the murder. But I feel like just if I were Nagito himself and I would do something like this, I wouldn't feel too comfortable like showing my face in front of these people after pulling shit like that. I would be like, yeah, I would prefer the video message option if I had to choose. At the time, Nagito should have already been killed, which means that the video was recorded in advance, of course. That's right. Besides that video, there might be data on this laptop that could be used as a clue. And with that thought in mind, I tried messing around with the laptop, but it's no use. It's locked. There's no way I can examine this. But if it's locked, then maybe there really is something inside. Maybe I'm overthinking this. The thing is, no, I mean, people put passwords on it for a reason, because quote-unquote valuable information, to them at least, is on there. So yeah, I might think there's definitely something in there, but I don't think we're gonna get access to it.
My!
I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life. Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into.
However,
while I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me. Boom.
Well?
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here. Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think the group that is forcing us to kill each other would devise something like that?
Amazing!
A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism.
All right.
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it. Hold on, is she trying to say that all those Monokuma plushies are just bombs? If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie.
Either way, it is all gravy. All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already!
Stop! There's no bomb!
Hey,
You'll know if you just pick me up, see? All you feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see.
You are right.
However,
Then, where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
who knows?
I wonder. That means it's relevant to the case.
Hmm.
If I'm gonna give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base.
What?
To tell you the truth, the bombs there are all fakes.
please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier. See, the thing is, with Monokuma, he doesn't mind giving information as long as it isn't relevant to the class trial, as long as it doesn't really, as long as he's not giving away answers to who the possible murder would be. But other than that, he usually is fine with giving away answers. He doesn't care too much about that. So if he's not willing to say something, that then automatically kind of means that it's relevant to the class trial, right?
No.
Well, I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was gonna happen. That's why I'm just now telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved.
But if the bomb wasn't from the military base or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon.
Well done.
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea.
Oh my god, Soyen, you just gave Monokuma an idea.
Let's try it.
That is...
Did I say something I should not have? Yeah, kinda. It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. Alright, so Monokuma's account. Let's check inside the basket. Although it's probably, yeah, the life-size Monokuma plushies are cramped inside an enormous basket. But it looks like there aren't any clues here. Oh, that's not really important. Those two in the middle, that's not important. The break room. Now, this is one thing that I unfortunately kind of skipped over when we were like looking around when we first explored this 5th and final island. So when it suddenly got mentioned and they said fire grenades were in there, I was like, what? Did this room even exist? So yeah, this unfortunate thing about that is that I do not know what state this room was in before when we just arrived on this island, you know, when it just got opened up to us. So it's hard for me to compare. Like I can't just say, oh, this went missing compared to then, because I haven't even been there then. So this is like my kind of like my first time, because the real first time we were just grabbing there, and yeah. And it was already after the murder happened, so usually, you know, things don't go missing after the murder happened. It's before them. It's in between when we first investigate the island or first look around the island, and when the murder happens. It's usually always in between that, when something goes missing in a certain place or something, you know, weird is that has changed in a certain place. There's nothing on the floor that looks like a clue. Not even trash. Okay, that's good. That's good. That means that I didn't miss anything important there. At least not for the class trial. So the Monokuma factory. Where did I go? I don't know where I'm going right now, but I should go to the military base right here. There were 4 places to look in total. Already got the factory down, now the military base. After that, what is it? Nezumi Castle, right? That's where the spear is, or where we think the spear is from. And then Nagito's room, right? Kazuichi is here. Let's first talk with him.
Man, damn it! This dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening.
Hey!
Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these.
That's a good point, actually, because I feel like it most definitely, I think, has to do with the location as well. The fact that this whole area, like, it's an island, you know, it's more of an open area. Like, yeah, sure, we're still locked or just, you know, away from society, away from the real world, but this area is more open than when we were in Danganronpa 1 inside Hope's Peak Academy, you know. But I felt like in Hope's Peak Academy, there weren't any real direct weapons. Sure, there were items there that could be used as weapons, but usually their first primary thing that you would use that specific item for wasn't to kill something or to do harm, you know? A knife, the primary use of a knife is to cut food with, or, you know, stuff like that. But it can be used as a weapon, but here is like, yeah, here we were actually, I feel like, in Danganronpa 2, in certain occasions, we were actually provided with things that are just flat out weapons to kill a person with. So that's one of the things that I feel like is quite different compared to Danganronpa 1 and 2. Not sure if that means anything, but I don't know. It indeed does make things more dangerous. I agree with Kazuichi on that. I mean, obviously, right? It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. So this is a truck that's very similar to the one Nagito pulled into the factory. When I tried looking through the truck bed, it's empty. Nothing's here. When I first came here, there was something on the truck bed, which means Sonia was telling the truth.
However...
And as I suspected the bombs had disappeared, I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? It's possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in his video message. Yeah, he said that. So, you're surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there's enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Yeah, that's the thing, it sounded really fishy to me. Not just the fact that he said blow up an entire island, but the fact that there are 6 islands in total, right? The 5 plus the central island. Like, how would you even have enough bombs to make all that explode and sink so that we all end up dying? Because that was his end goal. At least that was the supposedly, you know, goal of his threat. Saying like, alright, if the trader doesn't come forward, we're all gonna die and sink together with the islands. So he knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. And I feel like, I mean, it's easy to say like, oh, he probably succeeded in that and that the traitor killed him, but we can't say that with certainty. But I feel like there's a high chance of that being the case. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? He might have an ulterior motive with it, but I feel like his main purpose with it might be exposing a traitor. At least as far as we know. I mean, once again, like, you know, with the extra information that he has and we don't have, there could be an entirely different reason behind it, for sure. Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions, and that's actually the reason why I'm really looking forward towards going to Nagito's room, because hopefully there's some of the files left there that he read that just made him, you know, change his entire demeanor towards everyone. Because that was it. He gained those files from Monokuma at the Octagon after completing the final dead room, and he changed entirely, right? So if we, hopefully that information or that file is still in there and we get to learn at least something about everything that's been fucking going on around here, or at least the most important things that we seem completely oblivious about. There's another truck here with actual weapons on the back. A huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed into the truck bed.
Whoa!
Found it! What did you find?
Huh?
Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it. But I also found stuff like a survival knife? Wait, that's similar to the one that was in his left hand? Or right hand rather, yeah. It was the closest to me, so I thought left, but in reverse, right. Isn't it the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe...
Which means the killer obtained that knife here.
Alright!
So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once.
That's everyone though. Yeah, that doesn't really...
No, not me. This is the first time I've been here.
Really? That sounds fishy. Yeah, like he's already trying to establish an alibi for himself, you know? He's like, no, this is my first time here. I feel like, didn't we all gather here with everyone at some point? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, remember what I actually said at the end of the previous video where I felt like Sonia was really overreacting a little bit towards Nagito, or towards Hajime, at least a little bit, like, you know, asking Sonia about why or where she was during the time when or why she was delayed coming to the factory, and why she was poking around in the military base and stuff like that. Like, I thought she really overreacted, but thinking about it now and kind of seeing Kazuichi's response here as well, I just feel like it has more purpose here when the finger is being pointed at you, because not only does it mean that people think you're the killer, but it also means that they think you're the traitor, right? And that's the whole reason why all of this kind of happened. At least that's why we think all of this happened. That we think Nagito's goal behind this was just to weed out the traitor. So I guess it has, being suspicious in this particular murder ants chapter and case has more implications, negative implications, than it would have in any other chapter, I think. So that makes it at least a little bit more understandable for me personally as to why Sonia reacted like that, because immediately here as well, like, Kazuichi is immediately like, I'm establishing my alibi, and I'm almost certain pretty much everyone else is gonna do that from here on out as well. So we have the huge freaking tank over here. The bombs were fake. This might be fake too, but I'm not brave enough to check for myself. And then we have the helicopter. It's that dreadful helicopter. The one that executed Teru Teru. It doesn't have anything to do with the incident. Right, does that mean we're done here? That's the cameras and stuff. Not important. I think we're done here. Let's leave. That means 2 more places to go. Alright, inside Nezumi Castle. Let's see. There's definitely going to be something missing up front there. Yeah, you see the bottom one missing already. Yep. Bottom spear is missing. A spear with a flashy ornament on it is hanging from the wall. This spear is definitely it, right? Definitely.
I see.
Just as I thought. It looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle. There's a weight at the end of it.
Also,
Plus, it looks like one of the spears on the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir, huh? Monokuma would totally come up with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife?
well, yeah.
They could have just killed him with the knife, and it would have been easier too. There's no way a spear like this with this unnecessary cord thing on it would be easy to use. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield, but still, they chose this spear for a reason. What could that reason be? Because I feel like they wanted Nagito to be killed at a specific time, something like that, or they wanted Nagito to you know, because he was holding on to that cord. I'm almost certain of that. So they wanted him to perhaps maybe just let him suffer even longer and have his, like I said, kind of have his own life in his own hands, because you know he has to just keep holding on to that cord, and if the moment he lets go, it's gonna fall on top of him and kill him. So, but it's, I don't know, it's just a form of, I guess, just extreme cruelty for that person, taking out all of their anger, like, you made me go through all of this shit, this is gonna be payback. I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. It's probably why I feel this way. I'm feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before. As if Nagito is trying to make us suffer, even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go. Maybe... what I'm just trying to think here, right, is that... did Nagito, even with his own freaking murder, I wouldn't put it past him that he actually did that, or would try to do something like that, but even with his own murder, you know, with his himself and ending up being dead, that he would try to make the class trial and the whole process of uncovering who the killer is, to try and make that even harder, you know? I wouldn't put it past him. Just to make it, just to feel like he's being a even more worthy sacrifice of helping Hope. Alright, the hotel side, I'm not sure which side his room is. I could check right here, the other side right here. Oh, of course, Chiaki is right here.
Hajime.
What's this?
Oh my! You want to go inside Nagito's room too?
What are you gonna do?
I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do it while she was licking my black eye. What have you been doing? What have you been doing, Chiaki? I thought you promised to do that to me. I didn't do that.
Boy, tough crowd.
Then do it! It's sweet because it's made out of black bean paste. Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine, fine.
I guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right?
Now then. Ba-ba-ba-loose!
Balus. And sesame open.
Bye-bye!
See? I've opened the door. You can freely investigate now.
This isn't my first time seeing that. But why does the door open with a spell like that? I don't know.
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized.
Hey.
More importantly, let's go inside now that the door is open. Yeah, you're right. What the hell is that? What the hell is sitting on his table, flashing at us? It's bright pink or red as well. So Nagito was living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. I actually doubt he was in his room for very long besides when he was asleep. Cause you know in chapter 1 and or was it actually 2, he was actually captured, and other than that I feel like he was out and about a lot. Wanting to see absolute hope becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. I don't even know if he truly believed that. Oh, he does, of course he does. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well. That's like the one thing that really pokes out, right? That's the only really thing. Oh, I see you. I see you, sneaky Monokuma.
No.
Cha-chang, 370. I don't even know what to spend my coins on. Let's open a treasure box, I guess. A fancy looking treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights is totally standing out. Oh! Remember what Monami said? Monami said that something was missing. So I guess Nagito, this is the thing that was missing from Monami's room and Nagito took it? Or her house rather. Ah, could this be... Can you let me know if you find my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights. Yep, definitely.
Perhaps.
That treasure box. Chiaki, you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute. Oh, she was just reacting. This looks like Monomi's stolen treasure box. If this is here, that means the thief Monomi was talking about was Nagito. But why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous. It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know? If it wasn't important, Nagito wouldn't have stolen it from Monomi in the first place. Alright, let's open it. I turned back towards the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. Huh? Inside, there was a notebook. This is it? Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. Huh. It contained sloppy drawings as if they were drawn by children and entries that looked like chicken scratch. Let's see, bad guy with a picture of Monokuma or like a drawing of Monokuma on top above. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. It's so cute. She's like keeping a daily diary of what's been happening. Oh, I got to talk to all the kids today. Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today.
Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2, Byakuya is the leader. And a lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired. What is this? A diary? I mean, I guess somewhere along, like, you know, Monami, like, we were 15 people, right? So 15 eyes on this huge islands and everything can only see so much, and Monami had special access to certain places even before. So I do think in her diary that she kept until I don't know when, but probably right up until the moment it got stolen, but there might be at least just some information we were unaware of at all. Like, you know, she's been wandering about kind of doing her own thing. She showed up when we were doing things occasionally, but I feel like outside of that, Monami was a lot of times doing her own thing. Like, sure, she was limited in her power, but still, she tried to do things whenever she could, I feel. So, yeah, there might be things in there, but to have to look through I don't know how many freaking days, it's gonna be quite a while, I guess. Probably. These pictures and entries totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, day 4, day 5, page after page of poorly written entries continued on in the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, jackpot, my hand suddenly stopped on an entry titled Day 16. Day 16, we've been having in the funhouse for 3 days. Everybody is hungry, or everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? I mean, I'm trying to think, like, why does that catch Hajime's attention? Because I do remember Hajime trying to do that, and Chiaki showed up in front of the final dead room and just like, no, you shouldn't do this, and then she convinced us not to, and then we just turned back. Oh, it's nothing.
Stop it!
Hey, stop! Don't look at my notebook! Whoa! From out of nowhere, Monami suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
I won't forgive you!
Phew! I did ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Jeez, that was close. If I had come any later, he would have seen the inside of the notebook. What is so bad about that? Unfortunately, you were a little too late.
Huh?
But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief?
No!
Betrayal! I was betrayed by my beloved students.
Hey.
That notebook, it's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way.
Ta-da!
That's right. This is my important diary where all my maiden secrets are written.
Hey!
Hey, you're a liar!
Who,
You always show up out of nowhere.
Why you?
Monami, it's not good to lie, you know?
Lie?
There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monami can't even write.
Huh? What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B.
That's wrong!
No, you can't. Because you have no fingers on your hands.
I guess that's true. Who wrote in it then? Nagito himself?
Phew. See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way too.
What?
Huh? Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you?
hey!
So that's what this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
There's no way a big brother could ever crush his little sister.
It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second. Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true? Huh? He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? Uh-oh, she looks panicked. That's definitely true. But then who did? If so, who wrote it? Well, you know, it's, how should I put it?
Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Oh my god. Hold on! Damn it! She totally ran away again! The same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try to get answers from her. But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. Monomi's notebook has been added, yeah. What the heck? This is so strange, okay? Like, it is something that belongs to Monomi. So, and the fact that there was written in the notebook / diary, what is written inside. Because remember how Monomi reacted. She definitely didn't write it. I feel like she didn't even know the contents of the notebook. Because Chiaki kind of said like, so is that like your diary? And then Monomi vaguely said like, oh yeah. Pretending to go along with what Chiaki said. But you know, kind of making it clear that she didn't know what was inside as well. She's just like, oh yeah, I guess it's kind of like that. Like if you really did write it yourself, you would either just say yes, or flat out try to deny it because you're embarrassed about it, what you wrote inside of it. But neither one was really the case. She just seemed like, oh, is that what it is? Well, okay. And then she seemed a little surprised and just realized it herself in the moment as well. It's like, oh yeah, definitely, that's my diary, yeah. Like that's how it came across. So she definitely didn't write it, but then who did? Because the fact that there's already written in a notebook or in the diary from day one means that they wrote in it since the beginning, right? So it has to be someone that has a connection with Monomi since the very beginning. And it has to be someone that was alive up until definitely at least day 16. Because that's when we were in the funhouse. And day 16 was previous chapter. Yep, chapter 4. So, it's... I mean, my thought draws to either Nagito himself. But that wouldn't really... I mean, he doesn't really... Just the way... I mean, those drawings are really confusing, okay? Because it's really crudely drawn, like it's drawn by a 2-year-old or something, or by a 4-year-old or something, right? And the way it was written as well wasn't really that neatly written either. The first person that kind of came to mind was the Hiyoko, but the fact she didn't live up until day 16, so that is out of the question as well. So it has to be someone that is either, yeah, I don't think it's Gundam or Nekomaru, which were the ones who died in Chapter 4 during the Funhouse class trial. So it has to be someone that's actually still alive right now. Or Nagito. So someone that made it up until Chapter 5, and someone that then is... It has to be the trader too, because it has to have a connection to... Usami / Monomi, right? They have to have a connection with her. And that's something that the trader only is able to establish with her since the very beginning. That Usami or Monomi approached that person like, hey, you're becoming a trader or whatever. I don't know how she convinced that person to become a trader or if she even had to do any convincing at all, but that's something you do very early on, right? So, yeah, I feel like that notebook definitely belongs to the trader. Now, who that is, I have no freaking clue. But I guess we'll find out during the class trial. That was here, that means Nagito's one stole. Why would he steal it? Did he want... So who did? No, that notebook doesn't matter right now. Okay, is there anything else here? Wait, here's a refrigerator. There's a refrigerator.
Huh?
Nice. My cottage doesn't even have a refrigerator. I wonder where he got it from. What, like special VIP treatment? Nagito probably supplied it himself. Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks? I mean, the reason to put a refrigerator in your room is to keep something at the specific temperature, right? Of I don't know, 7 degrees Celsius. I think that's what our refrigerator's on. I don't know. As I talk with Shaki, I opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. There's definitely something strange in there. What? Monokuma's special poison for poisoning use only. There really isn't much inside. The only thing inside the refrigerator was a brown bottle. For someone who likes cold drinks, it doesn't look like he stocked very much. But that bottle clearly isn't a drink, right? Really? It looks like some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder maybe. Oh god. I thought it looked a little bit familiar, and it immediately reminded me of the I think it was chapter 4 as well in Danganronpa 1, you know, the one with Sakura and the chemistry lab or whatever got unlocked. There were all these, like, this whole cabinet filled with both poisons as well as protein powders and all that stuff. So that's the first thing that this reminded me of. Now, is it connected to that? It seems that way, but I'm not sure. I took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death? Hey! This is...
Maybe?
Yeah. Looks like it's poison. Poison? Looks like there's a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. But be careful with that bottle. Don't drop it. Stop it! If you worry like that, I'm going to get nervous. I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It's Monokuma's special poison. So this either means he got it from Monokuma himself or stole it from Monokuma. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it is heavier than air. It breaks down in a minute and is susceptible to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight. That could be a reason why the fire started. I guess. I mean, it said it was dangerous in locations where it's just too hot, which is why it's being kept at this specific temperature and kept inside of a refrigerator in the first place, right? So that doesn't happen, so it doesn't reach a gaseous state. But when it does, it becomes it can actually just, someone can inhale it and then just die from it without any complications or whatever it said, right? So it could be that Nagito actually just was killed by poison, and this poison specifically, and the thing that made it trigger into its gaseous state was the fire that occurred when we opened the door, I guess. But that would mean that someone other than Nagito would have access to this. I don't know. It's definitely weird and strange, but it's hard for me to see the connection with this with someone else that's not Nagito. This refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure. But where did Nagito get something like this?
Well,
that question could apply to the bomb he used at the hotel too.
Yeah, it kind of seems like he got special treatment in a sense, right? He got access to things that we don't have. So why? I mean, the file you could say like, oh, he got access to that too, like a special treatment, but I feel like he won that, okay? He kind of somewhat deserved it, I guess, because he survived the final dead room. So that was his prize for surviving and defeating it, So that is not something I feel like is like, oh, special treatment. But this refrigerator and perhaps the bomb as well definitely feels like that.
applied to the bomb?
See?
There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items. The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison, he must have brought it with him from there too, right? I guess that's possible. I didn't see any poisons or bombs in there if I remember correctly. Only like weapons. Swords, hammers. Well, perhaps guns. I feel like I definitely saw a grenade launcher or a rocket launcher in there. But you know, weapons, not like poison bombs. I don't remember seeing that, but could be.
Perhaps.
He was probably hiding them somewhere on his body during the last class trial. He was hiding a bomb and poison during the class trial? Jeez, how dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle? Just thinking about it scares me.
Hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. But what about this poison? Huh?
See?
It looks like the bottle is less than half empty. You can barely see it, but yeah, you can see it. Barely. So that means it's been used as well. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? I wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet? That's a possibility too. Another trap?
Perhaps.
For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap using this poison before he died. If that actually exists, it'd be really bad. It could potentially kill everyone on this island. Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? It looks like it's suffering, but I'm not sure if that's it. I feel like Nagito's goal is never to make us suffer. So I feel like that's not his reasoning behind it. He might have done something like that, but it's definitely not for the purpose of making us suffer. But then, what is the real purpose? Don't know. Let's check the bookshelf. There's a lot of books arranged here. Did Nagito bring these from the library? In addition to the books, there's a bunch of random crap stuffed onto the shelf. It might take a lot of time for us to thoroughly go through that stuff.
Hey.
Let's just leave it for later. Yeah, I agree. What else is there in his bed? And Chiaki. It's the bed that comes with the cottage. It looks just like the one in my room. But
Hey.
maybe there's something hidden under his bed. It's the usual place for hiding things. Yeah, like porn. What? Where the fuck did that come from? That was so random. Well, we should still check just in case. Yeah, we gotta see if he has porn there. With no expectations and without thinking, I peeked under the bed. And what magazines does he have under there? There's something here. It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. It looks like there's something inside. What is this? A gas mask and gloves. So I feel like he used the poison at some point, and this is what he wore and to protect himself. But when did he use it though? And where? It looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These look like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base? A gas mask and rubber gloves. He was hiding these under his bed? What did Nagito use this stuff for? I feel like Nagito did so much stuff that we aren't even aware of. Like, I don't even know what. I'm trying to think back at a specific moment as to when Nagito could have possibly used this, but he was like kind of quote-unquote gone a lot of times, so it's hard to pinpoint any specific moment.
Hajime.
Was there anything else under the bed?
Nope, nope, definitely not porn, as I sneak something into my own pocket.
Let's see. I peeked under the bed once again and started looking around the area where I found this supermarket bag. And... there's a small piece of paper on the floor. A piece of paper made of blue aluminium? A round, thin piece of aluminium, huh?
That seems like one of those caps they put on like milk bottles or something, or on top of a drink at least.
It's similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise.
Oh, I thought it was actually tiny, but I guess it could be for bigger jars too. In my mind, I just imagined like that it was very tiny and not something that would go over a big jar, but like a small drink or something. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but does that mean this is just a piece of trash?
Wait. Time out.
Who knows?
What if he put that poison into a jar or something? I don't know.
It might be too soon to decide that.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Anything else? Is it now time to read the books? Probably not. A lot of books, blah, blah, blah. The genres and the types of items are also random. I can't make any sense of them whatsoever.
Well,
They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart.
Do they now?
I definitely don't know much about Nagito just by looking at this.
So, what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles.
That doesn't mean we should ignore it though.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime.
Wait, what?
It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be private stuff here.
Well, that might be true, but I don't know. We generally, if we hide porn, we generally don't hide it in an open area like in a bookshelf. It would definitely be under our bed or something like that. Yeah, under our bed is way too freaking cliche. But you know, we would definitely make sure that it's well and properly hidden.
See?
So, I'll leave the shelf to you.
I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it.
I sighed and walked towards the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items, examining each one. But even as I examined them carefully, there were still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there are any clues here.
Oh, it's there!
Finally. Huh?
This is what I was looking for.
Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma.
Wait, it actually said that was Hajime or whatever.
This is another one. That seal! Indeed, it's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy. Does that have information about our stolen memories?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Yep.
Naito said this only contained information about me. But is that really true?
Like, look how thick the fucking book is. That it's either, if that is all information containing Hajime, which we know it isn't, but you know, if he tried to sell that, really tried to sell that to us, I would have been a little bit suspicious back then, you know, like, huh? Does someone really have a 100-page book or something about all the information that contains, with information that only contains stuff about Hajime? Like, even if I were to write my fucking life memoirs at the moment, that wouldn't reach 100 pages, okay?
If I look at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and had no talent whatsoever.
See, even less things that's worth writing about, so definitely not 100 pages.
That might be another one of his lies, too. I opened the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realized something was strange. If this really has only my personal information, then why? Why is this file so thick? As
soon as I opened it, it was clear to me. Just as I thought, Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others, Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane, and Sonia. And everyone who died had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass! I can't believe he'd make up such a strange lie. But then you'd have to question why. So that means that the rest of it might be a lie too. I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the contents. The profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height and weight, and so forth. But there was one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words, reserve core students, so that's fucking true. There was no denying it. It's confirmed that I truly was a reserve core student from the reserve department. But the thing about Nagito, right? I feel like he doesn't exactly... I mean, he did know. He could have made that up as well to try and undermine what the reserve department exactly was. But it was a very thorough, if it is a lie, it was a very thorough lie that sounded really convincing, you know? The fact that you had to pay to get in and stuff like that. So, because the thing that I thought was like, if he doesn't really know what the reserve course and reserve department is, that Hajime, or Nagito rather, just immediately thought like, reserve, that's not good enough, and then he tried to just make up in his mind a lie that would undermine the fact that, you know, and therefore think less of Hajime because of that the reserve department is nothing like the real thing, you know? I mean, it has the word reserve in it. Reserve is never really as good as a real thing in most situations, so it's not strange for him to draw that conclusion, but I just want to know, like, is there information about what the reserve department exactly is as well? Why? Is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why? Why am I the only one here who's from the reserve department? Why? Why am I here with all the other ultimates? Okay, so the others are ultimates as well. Because I started to doubt that a little bit because Nagito was acting definitely stranger towards Hajime, but also strange towards the other, you know, other ultimates as well. But it seems that there is a different reason behind that, and not just the fact that the others aren't ultimates like I thought. I thought that perhaps everyone else is from the reserve department, like we all are. Maybe Nagito found his real ultimate in here himself? I don't know. Damn.
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen? Well, I just found a strange file. Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final dead room? As I recall, your student profile should be in there. It's not just my profile. The profiles of everyone on this island are in here too. Nagito was lying.
Huh?
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone? I kinda want to see Byakuya's. Yeah, it's just basic information, but there should be profiles for all 16 of us. Because the thing is, right, I just feel like there is an undeniable, even though we don't see it, haven't seen it that directly, there is undeniably a link to everything that's been going on here to the events that happened in Danganronpa 1 as well, right? And, well, yeah, there actually were some direct links, and that was the fact that Byakuya is here. So I feel like the fact that Byakuya is here, I don't know, I just want to look up his information. Like, there might be something there about him, or about the Future Foundation, or just about the bigger picture in general. Because the thing is, it's logical to try and think that this is connected to Danganronpa 1 in some way, right? And it's probably the case as well, but this game has just made me question everything. If I don't have 100% proof for something, I try to look at it from both sides. I try to find reasons as to why it could be true, and I try to find possible reasons as to why it couldn't be true. That's just kind of how I've always looked at things until I'm 100% certain that it is that way, or unless it was like specifically said by someone as well, then I usually take it as the truth as well. But I feel like it hasn't been specifically said that it's directly connected, right? So therefore, yeah, I'm still 95% or 99% sure that it does, but that 1% I just have to argue for it sometimes. And I just feel like looking up Byakuya's information, just, I don't know, I feel like I'm just, because we're reaching the end, right? I'm just looking for any sort of clue that ties everything together. Besides the ancient ruin, because that's something that we don't have access to. And I feel like actually when we do get access to that, that might just be the thing that ties everything together. I guess it would be that.
Can I take a look at that file?
But it seems like Shaki herself wants to look up the information of someone specifically as well.
Shaki leaned against me and peered into the file.
You're right. My profile is really in here. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Or she just wants to find out about herself because, you know, she has lost part of her memories too.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there... These profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
Oh yeah. I definitely think that's true.
Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
I wouldn't, hold on.
Huh?
What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right?
Who, Nagisa?
There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
Oh, fuck. But
Who are you talking about?
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togami.
Byakuya's not in there?
Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
But who is the other person then? Uh-oh, here we go. See, I told you something with Byakuya.
No way!
So what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps, based on that, you think he might be the traitor?
I mean, I would be lying if I said that it didn't cross my mind. It definitely did at a certain point, just think like perhaps it's a possibility that he is.
No, it's not just because his name isn't written in here. It's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, exactly, like... Why, that's the first thing that I question, like, why the fuck is he here? Okay, no, that's the second thing I question. First thing is, why the fuck is he fat? But then the second one was like, why the fuck is he here? No matter what, it's definitely suspicious. Like, how does... He's gotta be so unlucky that this shit happens to him twice, unless this second occasion was planned. Well, it pains me to say this, but... what you're saying about the missing name, and about the killing school life...
Too bad!
...is totally wrong. There's a completely different reason. A different reason?
You're getting all riled up!
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. Why does he say that Byakuya? Like there are multiple, like different Byakuyas. You know? Otherwise, why? I mean, he says that Byakuya. Like, there is no other way to say that Byakuya unless you want to separate different Byakuyas from each other. You know? Like, there's no other reason. Well, otherwise, if there was only one Byakuya, you would just say the great mystery that you think surrounds Byakuya doesn't exist. But the reason he says that Byakuya means there are definitely multiple ones. Either multiple ones, or he just refers to him as that Byakuya because he's very different from the one of this killing school life. That could be possible as well. Because, you know, the huge dramatic change, both physically, like visually, and his demeanor.
I feel like that's the two things where he definitely changed, you know? He definitely changed in the fact that he became fat, he became, definitely no denying that. And then also the fact that just his whole demeanor towards this whole killing game, right? He definitely acted way different than he here in the beginning in chapter 1 of Danganronpa 2, as he did in the entirety of Danganronpa 1. So, but, like, with that, does he then, that's what I'm trying to get at is, the fact that Monokuma points out that Byakuya, does he just mean, like, two different personalities of Byakuya? Or, like, the same Byakuya, but in two different moments in the same time, you know, in the same world? Like, the one on Killing School Life and the one on the Killing Island Life here? Or does he really mean that there are multiple Byakuyas?
You're basing it on one person's cheap speculation. What do you mean?
What the heck?
You don't have to ask me that. You'd know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right?
The thing is, right, if Byakuya's name isn't in there, and there are 16 names in there, whose fucking name is in there then? Apparently someone's name is in there that actually isn't here with us. Huh? Come on, leaf through it, look up. My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. And suddenly, I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Ultimate Imposter, that's the ability. Oh my motherfucker. Oh, so is that Byakuya? It's actually not real Byakuya, it's just an imposter pretending to be like Byakuya. Could be that. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile. On that page, I was able to confirm one thing. Ultimate Imposter. I mean, that's an easy conclusion to make, right? Byakuya's page isn't in there, but there's a page there that has only question marks and a special ability, Ultimate Imposter. That's definitely someone pretending to be Byakuya then. But why? Not really. Okay, not why did he pretend to be Byakuya, but why did he feel the need, or that person feel the need, to create a different Byakuya, right? Why didn't maybe the real imposter is just actually fat and had to improvise? You know, if you yourself don't have a similar body type as Byakuya, it's hard to try and get to that point where you will actually look very similar to the real Byakuya. So you should like, fuck it, I'm overweight. The only person I could actually imposter as is Hifumi or Byakuya, but I admire Byakuya so much. Fuck it, I'll just become a fat Byakuya instead.
That's Byakuya's true identity.
True identity?
He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Tagami. A fake?
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now.
Hey,
The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, or even his name and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Not anymore. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody.
This reminds me of, like, you know, in Game of Thrones, the girl without a face. What's the girl's name? The girl has no name.
That's his talent. Though I'm not jealous of that at all.
That person wasn't really Byakuya Tagami? That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense than, you know, why the fuck is Byakuya here for the second time? Why the fuck is Byakuya fat? I mean, this just explains both of that, right? So, okay, I'm willing to believe that.
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the Killing School Life?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I doubt Burger King was fucking open after he escaped the Killing School Life, you know?
so cool!
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that.
Then he was lying to us the whole time?
But still,
He couldn't help it. What? Why couldn't he help it?
oh,
'Cause that was his talent. Huh? Well, having talent means you're also bound to that talent.
So it's kind of like, I'm an imposter, that's the only thing I'm good for, so that's the only thing I'm going to do as well, or can do. So that's, you know, play to your strengths, I guess. So that's why Chaki's always gaming. She's the ultimate gamer. But
the moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating.
what the hell? That's a cheap shot.
Anyway...
I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
That's right!
So I'll tell you straight up. This revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth.
Then, what was he trying to say to me at that time? Yeah. I cannot talk to others about my past or suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame for it. So was he like trying to talk about his real self, you know? The identity behind the imposter? And that's the skeptical nature that he's talking about, right? Why people probably don't believe him, because they always think like, oh, he's impostoring someone. Is he really acting like himself now? I don't know. Distrusting others and being distrusted in turn. For a long time, my life has been a living hell.
Based on the context, if I had to guess...
No!
Maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud. But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time.
Zing!
But since you guys went to Host Peak Academy, you should have known the ultimate imposter already.
So, in the end, it all leads back to memory loss.
Phew!
Jeez, the Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monami or the traitor.
So what Monokuma is saying with this is that Monami and the traitor are kind of working together, right? Or he seems to hint at it. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Of course!
Well, obviously you wouldn't know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out.
Could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact that there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Host Peak Academy.
So you're saying one student profile is actually quote-unquote fake as well? Like it has fake information on it? You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
Correct!
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Oh my god, what if Nagito is the traitor? No, not Nagito, I mean Hajime. What if Hajime is the traitor? Fuck. Like, it could be. Like, his profile seems to stand out among the others, you know? Others are like, oh, Ultimate T's reserve department. That's strange to begin with. Like, why is a reserve department, reserve corps student here in the first place? Now, there could be several reasons for that, but it is a bit suspicious. But to be fair, like, if you're Monokuma in that situation, if you're trying to set up a fake profile, and knowing you're going to be giving this book, this information to someone at some point anyway, wouldn't you put the fake information that you on there? You want it to be, you know, very hard to figure out. You don't want it to stand out. And Hajime's profile is the thing that immediately stands out. So you would think that the fake information that he then put for someone is actually something like, oh, he's ultimate this, like, so that he fits in with the other 15 rather than standing out on his own. But the weird thing about that is that I feel like, I could be wrong about that, but every single other person besides Hajime knew the ultimate they themselves had, right? I mean, the ultimate doesn't necessarily have to be changed. That could have just stayed the same. Because the thing that I was like thinking about, right, is that the only information that we have is which ultimate we are and our names and everything before we came to Hope Speak Academy. But our ultimate is like the one thing that kind of sticks out and is important in and relevance throughout this entire game and scenario in Danganronpa 2, right? It's the key reason why you're attending Hope Speak Academy and in this fucking situation to begin with, because of your ultimate. So if you are a traitor and Monokuma made up a fake ultimate for you, you yourself wouldn't be aware of the fake ultimate that Monokuma gave you in the book, unless you work together with Monokuma. But Monokuma seems to hint that the traitor works together with Monomi and not himself. And Monokuma himself also said that, you know, he isn't scared of the traitor. He doesn't think that the traitor is a threat to him. So I actually think that the traitor is not working with Monokuma. So for that reason, it then makes more sense that Hajime is actually the quote-unquote traitor. Like, traitor, the thing about a traitor is, right, it sounds like it's a bad word, but in certain circumstances, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Like, you know, the thing that I sort of thought before is that this is the opposite of Monokuma's killing school life, but then they tried to make it all about hope, right? That's what Monomi wanted to do in the beginning. It's all about hope. Let's collect hope fragments, let's increase each other's hopes and become very hopeful and strong people with hope and hope and hope, you know? So a traitor, in Danganronpa 1, right? The traitor was Sakura is the person that worked together with the person that made everything, that made up that entire scenario about the killing school life, which was Monokuma back then. So in here, it could also be that Hajime worked together with Monomi to try and have everyone's, you know, I would say that Monomi kind of, it's been said multiple times that Monomi created this island with her magical staff, magic stick power, and yeah, that she created this island and was sort of in charge of all of this. So she put together in place that hopeful, you know, try to island life, blah 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 bullshit. So if it only seems bad, but they're trying to encourage hope, right? So if Hajime works together, like if it has the same meaning, Hajime works together with Monomi, the person who's in charge and brought all of them here in this situation. That's exactly what the traitor's job was, and the same thing that the traitor, you know, how the traitor is connected to the person Monokuma in Danganronpa 1. I probably explained that really badly, but the thing is just kind of like, you know, it seems like the way that what they mean by traitor is just the person who's directly working with the person that is in charge of the person that put everything in place. And in Danganronpa 1 it's Monokuma, and Danganronpa 2 seems to be Monomi that put everything in place, and it's sort of reversed, if that is the case, right? That's not really, this is all just the thing I'm making up that could possibly be the case. Like in that way, like he could be the traitor, because it's the traitor is like, because he is considered a traitor because he's doing that behind the back of everyone else, right? He's doing that on orders of the person in charge, behind the back of all the other students. That's what makes that person a traitor, right? So I hope everybody kind of hope what I meant by that.
Hey.
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. That's true. I should have thought of that, actually. That's a good point, Chiaki, because Nagito was so concerned with figuring out who the traitor was, but he already had access to the book, and he couldn't figure it out from that book either. So it's a logical conclusion for us to make that we can't figure it out from that book, from the same information that Nagito had as well, who the traitor is.
Well, probably.
Hope's Peak's Academy file.
It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't a clue.
Are you sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know.
Time's up?
Wait.
Bye-bye!
Excuse me for a moment.
Oh my god, time is really up. Fuck. That chime just now! Yep, time is really up.
What is most important for living things?
Being alive.
Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time.
Yeah.
So, time's up. We will begin the last class trial. So please gather at Monokuma Rock.
I don't know, he seems to hammer on the point like, ha ha ha, you just wasted your time with that file, it's useless. But I don't think that's actually the case. I don't think it's useless at all.
I'll see you soon.
The last class trial? He said that, right? He said last class trial.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial. What do you think? Should we believe him? Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right?
That's what I thought was a hint at as well. I thought it was both a hint at, ha ha ha, Hajime, you just wasted your time looking at that book that contained no information for the class trial, and the fact that sort of time is running out on the Monokuma timer as well. Like, we're getting closer to the point where it's just reaches the 00000 mark.
2 more days? And he said something about this killing school trip ending, right?
Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one. Okay, so that's the name, Killing School Trip.
But still...
Because I keep scrolling it like Killing Beach Life, Killing Island Life, I don't fucking know, but it's Killing School Trip, because we're going on a trip to this island, right? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I figured it out finally after 5 chapters.
But I can't imagine that it's the real end.
I mean, I do remember it being mentioned in chapter 1, but I never really remembered it.
Huh? I think Monokuma's real plan might be just beyond that. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe, after putting us all through all of this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once?
No, then why go through all of this to begin with? If your end goal is killing everyone, why? I mean, yeah, okay, part of it is the process. He wants to see us, reach despair. And that's only gained from, or at least it's gained in a more enjoyable way by watching it in a long, drawn-out process like this. But still, like, I don't think at the end goal is just like, yeah, I'm gonna kill everyone. I don't think so.
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much. I think we should focus on the last class trial that's waiting for us first.
You're right. One step at a time.
A class trial for Nagito's murder. Pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. I still can't see who killed Nagito.
But still...
Well, you don't have to worry so much. Huh?
Right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know?
You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone.
Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together.
Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. Except there's no, Nagito this time, who has been a big help in all 4 chapters, but that just means we gotta step up our game. But we're gonna be doing that in the next video. Similar procedure in all the class trials, unless this one is going to be different. But yeah, I'll just be playing through it in one sitting tomorrow. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Things is definitely getting excited, and I feel like slowly but surely we're getting closer and closer to the climax of this entire, at least this game. So I'm really curious as to what it is, but before that we gotta figure out who killed Nagito and the class trial. So we're gonna be doing that in the next video. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.